It's officially official. Almost. The Broncos want to build their new stadium at Burnham Yard. The team announced that today, along with the city of Denver and state of Colorado, hoping to get it built in time for the 2031 NFL season. The team wouldn't be moving that far for game days. Burnham Yard is only about a mile southeast of Empower Field. It stretches more than 100 acres along the I-25 corridor, nestled between 6th and 13th Avenues, south to north, and Seminole Road and Osage Street, west to east. Thanks for joining us at 5 o'clock. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Alexandra Lewis. The Broncos entertained moving the team to Aurora or Lone Tree, but ultimately they ended up wanting to keep the Broncos in Denver proper. Our Broncos insider Mike Kliss has been covering this story all day. And Mike, we keep hearing you talk about these PSLs or personal seat licenses. Can you talk about what they are? Because when you said it the first time, I thought you were talking about pumpkin spice lattes. So what is a PSL and how do they play into all this?
It does sound like something I order at Starbucks for my wife every morning, but PSLs are private seat licenses. Basically, you pay for the right to own your season ticket. So there's a fee that goes to the team, and that helps raise money. Greg Penner and Kerry Penner, they are privately funding the entire stadium. It's going to be billions and billions of dollars. There's going to be a mixed-use neighborhood around it. They're going to pay for all that. The city is going to pitch in for roads, infrastructure, and those kind of things. But you still need, in order to do good business, PSLs are part of it. And we talked to Damani Leach about whether or not the team will have PSLs.
We're not certain yet. We haven't made any decisions on PSLs and whether or not we will have them or what shape it will take. We know that's an open question. It's a question we asked our fans about it when we did survey in 2023. And so we also know that I think every stadium in the last decade plus that's built a stadium has used PSLs, but we haven't made any decisions on that.
Of kicking the can right there, but trust me, there's going to be PSLs, and basically one of the ideas behind it, it's kind of a user's tax. The people in the stadium, people who don't go to the games aren't going to pay anything for the Broncos stadium. The people who use the seats, sit in the seats, they're just going to have to pay a little bit more. It's going to be a different era in Broncos football for Broncos country, that's for sure.
Yep, everybody's going to have something to say about it, Mike. And you've got a lot more work to do, so thank you so much. As Mike told us, Broncos say taxpayers won't have to pay for the new stadium, but the city is still investing in the surrounding area. In an interview today, Mayor Mike Johnston told 9 News the Walter Penner Group has assured the city they won't seek public funding for the new stadium. They say the deal will help keep the Broncos in Denver for 50 years, develop Burnham Yard, and open up the current mile-high site. And while the city won't pay for the stadium itself, it will invest in infrastructure, roads, utilities, and other improvements, helping turn the area into a mini neighborhood with shops, restaurants, and more.
This, to all of us, felt like the perfect opportunity, but sometimes the perfect thing is not the easy thing, and so there was just a lot of complexity. We had to move rail yards and rail lines out of there with the UP Railroad, and so there was a lot of complexity to this site, but we thought it was worth the hard work.
Voters this fall will see a bond measure that includes fixing 6th Avenue and the 8th Avenue viaduct, projects that the city had planned long before the Broncos' new owners arrived. As for the current mile-high site, the mayor says neighbors will have a say with affordable housing as a possible future vision.
Taking a live look outside, another warm day in the metro. A little less sunnier than usual, though. Our weather impact team is tracking the chances for some isolated storms.
Yeah, we are. We've seen some pretty nasty ones, especially out over the eastern plains. Burlington, if you were able to squint, in fact, I can see it. You at home probably can't, but take my word for it that there is some accumulated hail here in Burlington. You had a good 45 minutes of hail in Burlington out on the eastern plains. Real mess of things, but fortunately the sky's starting to break out into some sunshine out there. Some scary looking clouds over Denver right now, but just to be honest about it, a lot more bark than bite with these clouds right now. It looks really ominous. Looks like it's about to storm on you, but right now, mostly just talking about more bark than bite with those clouds. upper 70s, low 80s around town. Seeing showers and storms mostly out over the eastern plains, Yuma County, Kit Carson County, as well as Logan County getting some of those storms right now. Here in the immediate metro area, we're in between waves of storms. Another wave of storms likely to produce some gusty winds within the next hour and maybe some lightning as well. But the eastern plains getting the worst of it. Fortunately, that storm out in Burlington has moved on out, and the mountains seeing some showers hit or miss, including a severe thunderstorm warning out in Grand Junction right now. We're going to have details on when this moves out and when things will start to cool down in my full forecast.
Northern Colorado's largest solar project is now up and running.
Platte River Power Authority says Black Hollow Sun is located near Severance, northwest of Greeley. It will provide power to homes and businesses in Estes Park, Fort Collins, Loveland, and Longmont. 9 News Northern Newsroom reporter Amanda Gilbert learned more about the project.
Yeah, it's a pretty massive project I saw today. The solar panels span about 1,400 acres. It's just northeast of town here. Platte River Power Authority says this will provide power to some of their customers. Driving through Severance, it's hard to miss the town slogan.
Well, it's like the sign says, where the geese fly and the bulls cry.
Tim Carter says it's a nod to their history.
We're famous for Rocky Mountain oysters back when even Bruce Ruth owned the bar, and goose hunting and oysters.
Now there's something else drivers can't miss not far from town.
Yeah, the solar farm, and that sounds like that's going to be pretty cool.
1,400 acres. That is north.
Severance Mayor Matt Freese says phase 1 of the Sun Hollow project's underway.
And currently are pulling energy from the panels as we speak. There were enough employees out there building the solar farm that it looked to me like its own city.
Platte River Power Authority says this is already providing power to homes in northern Colorado. In total, they'll power around 70,000 homes and businesses once phase 2 is done in 2026.
But this project came about from a private solar company approaching private landowners.
While things are changing in this part of northern Colorado,
Yeah, literally 20 years ago, there was like 80 of us.
Tim says clean energy is a logical next step with all of Colorado's sun. Counter Global is actually the company behind this solar panel project. They are the ones that Platte River is purchasing that energy from. In Severance, Amanda Gilbert, 9 News.
Counter Global is a European company. This is their first renewable energy project in the U.S.
We now know what caused the death of a gray wolf found in northwest Colorado earlier this summer. Wildlife officials say the male wolf, 2507, died from injuries in a suspected crash on May 31st. Because of its status under the Endangered Species Act, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service began investigating the wolf's death. It's the latest in a series of wolf deaths in Colorado this year. Just a day earlier, another wolf was euthanized after attacks on livestock. Back in May, CPW said it was working on plans to ensure the state's wolf population continues to grow and can survive on its own.